waste any time with this wonderful Christmas special here. So today we have Grimlock from the Fall of Cybertron verse, because that's the only verse that would be relevant, speaking of, in case of this battle, versus the 5 Kage. So we'll be having A with both of his arms in this one, as well the body in Naruto actually does, depend on the chakra flow. And what Taijutsu uses, that's important because they have chakra and attacks more or less here. So yeah, now if you guys actually want to get into the tier here, they're planetary, each with their own LS to FTL combat speed. Their durability is definitely around the planet somewhat. These guys also have hacks. Grimlock has his rage boost. This is where the rage boost even comes from in the first place. It actually uses rage to overcome and get stronger even as the fight progresses. This means his attacks and AP goes up. He also has his ion sword and ion shield here, as that's pretty much a normal thing here. We'll also be reducing his size so that the 5 Kage can have a, there's no size advantage over this, and he doesn't just step on one and the fight is done. Because I really don't like those fights. They're actually boring to me in general. So yeah, these guys are each planetary. All right, like I said earlier, Grimlock is able to kill Predacons who are capable of taking attacks from Unicron and only being mildly winded by them, while Grimlock is actually able to do the full-on rip out, beat down type of thing here. Unicron was casually able to destroy planets in this verse. All right. Even is comparable to Primus's essence here, like the Allspark actually is capable of destroying the Allspark itself. The Allspark was actually trapped in a container and actually bombarded relentlessly by cosmic storms. And a lot of cosmic storms can apparently destroy planets in that verse. Not sure if I read the data correctly on that one, but still it should be noted that even if the cosmic storm itself doesn't compare to Unicron, Unicron was still able to destroy the planet, and just by him stretching, just like waking up in general, he's actually able to cause the planet to go in complete chaos, like multi-continental damage to about planetary destruction as well. So yeah, it's pretty prevalent here. Now you have the 5 Kage. This is mainly focused on Inoki, Gaara, A, and Tsunade. Gaara was actually able to stop chains, pulling Shukaku by the last bits of the war arc before Madara became the full 10 Tails Jinchuriki. These chains were pulling all the tail beasts at relative speeds here, including the likes of Kokuo, who I'll get into later. A was confirmed to be stronger than B, and we actually see, and it's actually confirmed both in anime and manga, that he was actually able to, body the 8 tails on its own, even being able to subdue it relatively easily. So yeah, the 8 tails was actually known to be probably second to Kurama. I do believe he was second to Kurama. I think that's how it was stated here. Even he agreed upon it. So Yuki was actually able to fight against all the other tail beasts along with Kurama. Even restraining the tail beasts that were just beating up Kurama, like Isabu and Kokuo with these. Kokuo himself is able to boost Naruto to a point where he can break out of Kaguya's ice. Kaguya, at that point, before the whole Boruto thing, was considered to be planet. Okay? She's actually able to create these new planets or whatever, these new dimensions, even create her own space-time, which is actually pretty ridiculous here. So honestly, yeah, they're absolutely ridiculous. So yeah, now he's the Boruto scaling, just puts everyone around star level. So that's still pretty ridiculous. But maybe it's not. It's definitely not out of the question that there are still levels to planet, there are levels to star, there are still characters that are stronger than other characters, and that's just actually that's a thing in general. So yeah, I do believe that's pretty relative here. So next up we have Inoki, who's been confirmed by Madara to be the most powerful one out of the group. So I do believe he is able to, take down at least a tailed beast here. Not physically, but I do believe it's part of his style. Definitely shows that he's able to destroy Madara's Susanoo. Actually, he's able to corner Madara a little bit, even destroy the wood clones that will lead up the other 5 Kage. Tsunade definitely scales above Shikaku, in my opinion. Shikaku, this is due to the Manda fight with Manda being able to manhandle Gambo Bunta, and he wasn't able to really stop Tsunade from putting a sword through his head. You might say Tsunade surprised him, but still, the fact that she's able to use Gambo Bunta's sword and have enough strength to pin Manda should be enough to solidify that. And Gambo Bunta is actually able to fight against Shikaku with relatively no injuries. As you said, the attacks do hurt, but he should take more than them. But still, it does show that he's relatively strong here. Mai is able to use, she's not a physical combatant here, but she's able to use water release, boil release, and magma release. She's able to melt Madara's Susanoo on a couple of occasions, even through a wood clone fist before it hits her. It still manages to hit her, but at least part of it was melted at the time. She's able to corner Sasuke, during the 5 Kage summon here, and actually was able to melt his Susanoo as well. Was actually beating him here, and Sasuke had just got done, taking attacks from Gaara, Konkoro, Gaara, Konkoro, Samari, and Dari all at once, and it didn't budge his Susanoo. So yeah, honestly, Mai's got a good AP, or at least a good durability bypass here. So let's start off everything here. First things first, I think we should dive into physicality. Now, the only ones who are going to be able to fight Grimlock in a direct hand-to-hand combat would be Tsunade and a much better match here. Now, you might say the versatility of the 5 Kage is overwhelming, but the thing is here, Grimlock has fought entire Insecticon armies by himself here, and has dealt with similar properties to them, right? So honestly, if you had to say what happens, I do believe you could take a couple of the Kage off the board immediately. So the fact that he has this Ion Sword and Ion Shield here, this actually makes hand-to-hand combat more favorable for him than 5 Kage, because one, they're going to get sliced up on the molecular level, and there's not going to be much they can do here. You might say A's lightning bolt could defend him, but the thing is here, Cybertronians kind of, tear through that like a Grimlock sword actually is able to crack Shockwave's the friction barrier to the point where Shockwave had to retaliate immediately, otherwise Grimlock was going to get to him. So the fact that he can crack Shockwave's friction barrier in a barrier, even my game mechanics is supposed to deflect multiple levels of attacks here, even from Decepticon Striders. He's even able to defend Optimus Prime here, which actually should be pretty noteworthy as well here. He's actually able to manhandle Shockwave even without the Sword and Shield, even in his base robot mode. He was able to punch Shockwave with ease here. I do believe he would have won here if he didn't have to bargain for his friends. This Shockwave was shown to be around base Optimus Prime level, or at least first series Optimus Prime level. Season 1 and Season 2 Optimus Prime level. Considering he was slightly comparable to Ultra Magnus, and Ultra Magnus should be comparable to, again, Season 1 and Season 2 Optimus Prime, probably superior in hand-to-hand combat. And Optimus Prime was actually able to wear down Insecticons, maybe slightly a little more healthier, and is able to one-shot the dude off a cliff. So that should be pretty prevalent. sorry. Okay, so together. Alright, so yeah, they should be relatively comparable. So Grimlock being able to, Grimlock's definitely winning in a hand-to-hand fight. He has a weaponry advantage, and even if Tsunade and A are good enough to dodge him, I do believe they're around And you could definitely notice she's not faster than the raikage every time you sit here. But the fact is here, she definitely should be around light speed. Yeah, she definitely should be around light speed, or at least somewhere close to that margin. The raikage is still faster, but these guys should definitely be comparable. A little slower than KOB in terms of travel speed. Gaara's Sand, however, is actually able to keep up with KCM2 or KCM1 Naruto, which is faster than raikage, so it's actually just the power boost you got here. The raikage actually shows that he's slightly comparable to KCM1 Naruto, and Naruto was actually getting shocked that he was keeping up with him in Biji mode, to the point where Naruto actually was able to dodge one punch to earn A's trust here. So again, it should be it was relative to the fact that these guys should be compared with KCM to Naruto, or at least Gaara and AR, meaning they are, definitely faster, or they definitely should be faster than Light here, meaning they actually did get stronger during the war here. And the fact that, the raikage should be above a live Minato. Okay, Edo Minato, it's a completely different story, but he should be above a live Minato as by the databook entry. And it does say his speed is not inferior to the Yellow Flash. And Minato actually uses the Flying Raijin, which is like a space-time ninjutsu. In order to bend time with your time and space with your speed, you need to be light speed, okay, or at least faster than light. So again, that should be very relative here. So again, these guys are definitely faster in raw speed than Grimlock, but Grimlock definitely could edge them out with his combat speed, and that's actually a key factor here. His combat speed is definitely faster than Light. He's able to catch swoop, catch Predacons, and actually able to react to insecticons and even other Predacons in hand-to-hand combat, which are able to dodge blaster fire or energy projections. Okay, projections are able to be light speed. Okay, they're able to move at light speed, even by electricity. They're able to move at light speed. Excuse me. So Transformers really are ridiculous when it comes to speed, okay? Sorry. So Transformers Prime, really ridiculous when it comes to speed. So what do the Kage actually have in their corner here? One, they have the speed advantage and they have the teamwork here. Especially here. The Raikage and Inoki's lightweight boulder combination jutsu does make him a huge threat to Grimlock here, and potentially cause some damage here. But Grimlock does have a minuscule healing factor. This version doesn't have it like Wolverine here, but it's enough to repair organs and damaged neurons and stuff. Reattaching limbs, probably a bit of a stretch. I mean, he was able to regenerate his eye, his optic, so I don't really see a reason why he shouldn't be able to regenerate the hand if they can rip it off or even crush it. He's a lot more durable than Kimimaro Steel, a lot more durable than even Madara Susanoo. It's very possible if he does better than the 5 Kage in their position, and even probably goes on to probably knock out or slice Madara in half. So honestly, the 5 Kage's best chance here is to probably use Inoki's atomization to hit him. But even then, we're not Sword and Shield being able to function at that level. It's very possible it doesn't work. Because if he can take weaponry very similar to his Ion Sword here, it's able to slice on ion particles, which are literally the smallest of particles, okay? So it's an absolutely ridiculous how his sword works. It's very ridiculous. Right. So honestly, I do think the 5 Kage's teamwork should be able to prevail at least a couple times, but I just feel like Grimlock is just more suited to take down the Kage. we will surprise him with his speed here, and just the fact that he can actually knock a couple of them out before he not actually gets overwhelmed is actually much more of a likely possibility than the 5 Kage being able to knock him out. I mean, he can take out Mai with just a flick of his finger. And he can go for A, if Gaara or Tsunade, and raikage gets close, it's very possible they are the first 2 to possibly go. The sword and shield advantage in Hanta and Kage is just too big to ignore here. And it's very likely that they might fall before the others do. And I think that's what I'm going to leave it here, you guys. Grimlock definitely takes it.